Good day, grade 9s. I'm Mrs. Todd, and today's lesson will be about safety with electricity. In this section, we are going to look at different safety practices that can be applied in households and different safety devices that protect us from electricity. With regards to safety with electricity, firstly, electricity is not something to handle recklessly. It can lead to electrocution and fire, and it's not something that should be played around with. It needs to be managed with care and safety to ensure that we use it properly. Some of the hazards involved with working electricity could lead to an electric shock or burns from contact with live parts, meaning wires that contain current flowing through. It could lead to injury and electrical fires due to faulty electrical equipment. And it could lead to explosions caused by unsuitable electrical apparatus. When we speak about safe electricity in our homes, an electric circuit that's found within our houses are all in parallel circuits. The reason as to why we use parallel circuits is because if one of the pathways of a parallel circuit stop working, there are still complete pathways for the current flow. This means that it will allow you to switch on different lights and different plugs in the house at different times. The advantages of us using parallel electric circuits specifically in our households is that if one component stops working, the other components will still work. So if we take an example of a bedroom light and a bathroom light, if the bedroom light blows, the bathroom light will still continue to function. It also allows consistent voltage throughout the circuit, so it allows a consistent amount of voltage that flows throughout the circuit. And with regards to it being in our homes, it's simple, safe, and reliable to use. Now, some of the disadvantages of using a parallel circuit, because we are all connecting our devices to the parallel circuit, it could become overloaded with too many pathways, and this leads to too much heat generated. If we do some revision from past knowledge, electricity can, because of the flow of electricity, it could generate heat, and there too much heat could be caused by the different pathways. Unfortunately, with regards to parallel circuits, it requires a lot of wiring and many wires to allow us to have a lot of devices or many devices on one circuit. And even though having a consistent voltage is an advantage, we are unable to alter the voltage. So if the resistance decreases, the voltage cannot be increased within a parallel circuit. Now, with all the dangers of electricity, we do have certain safety devices which are put into place, which are used to prevent hazards from occurring. Our first one is a circuit breaker. A circuit breaker is an electrical safety device that is designed to protect the electrical circuit from any damage that could be caused by an increase of a current or even a short circuit. A fuse is our next one, which is a very common one with regards to electrical devices. A fuse is another safety device that provides overcurrent protection of a circuit. It's a metal wire that has a low melting point. When current is flowing too high, it then melts and stops the current from flowing. Our last one is earth leakage systems. This is a safety device that's usually used in electrical installations with a high earth resistance that prevents someone from being shocked. It detects very small strays of voltage of electrical equipment, and it interrupts the circuit if its dangerous voltage is detected. This then prevents us from being shocked and is able to detect if there is any stray volts flowing through the circuit. Now, a very common safety device which we use in most of our electrical equipment is 3-pin plugs. You need to know how to wire a 3-pin plug. So let's start with the green and yellow wire. The green and yellow wire in this specific plug over here is known as the earth wire. The function of the earth wire is to absorb excess electrons or electric energy, and it steers them to flow beneath the ground. Our next one is our blue wire, which is this one over here. Our blue wire is known as our neutral wire. The function of the neutral wire is to carry the electrical energy back to the electric generator. Our third important wire, which you must know, is the brown wire, which is known as the live wire, which is this one over here. The function of the brown wire is to carry the electric energy to the electronic device. Now, as we've just mentioned, a fuse is something very important, is a very important safety device which we have in a 3-pin plug, and it protects the electrical appliance from overloading. Our last one is not quite for electrical use, but more for safety. It is the cable grip, which is this device over here. It secures the outer cover of the cable and prevents it from being pulled out. Now, as you can see here, the outer installation of this cable is usually made out of an insulator, like a plastic or anything like that. And these 3 wires are found within the cable. So the cable grip ensures that the outer insulation stays in place and all of our live wires, earth wire, and neutral wires remain in place. With regards to electric safety in our homes, there are a few rules which you should abide by to ensure that that electricity is used safely and wisely. Firstly, do not touch wall plugs with wet hands. Water is a conductor and it can shock you, or current could flow through the water on your hands. Do not overload wall plugs. This could create an overload, which could create a short circuit. Another important one to not do is to place electric wires under carpets. This is because current can generate heat, and frayed wires could also cause a fire. Another important one is to not use electrical devices in the bathroom because of the amount of water that's in a bathroom. And another important one, do not leave electrical devices on when removing it or not using it. This will also save electricity and it prevents you from being shocked when you remove it. Now we move on to illegal connections. An illegal connection is any connection to a main supply of electricity that is not provided by Eskom or the local municipality. One can either be electrocuted or even cause a fire because of the short circuits of someone accessing the wires that do not travel through to their household. Illegal connections are counted as energy theft, as a person or a company is not paying for the electricity used from the connections. Illegal connections are an extremely big safety hazard with regards to electricity, as the electricity is not accessed in a safe and appropriate manner. Our last little section to end off safety with electricity is a did you know fact about Eskom. So firstly, Eskom is our national provider of electricity, and it is also the largest producer of electricity in Africa. Eskom was founded in 1922, and the name stands for the Electricity Supply Commission. This information is important for our next section, which is energy and the national electricity grid. Thank you for coming to my lesson, grade 9s. We'll see you next time.